Yes, sir. My boys went out there and handled business, man. OKC winning in convincing fashion, taking a 1-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals, 114-88 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we really got to give a lot of credit to the defense, man. I know we've talked about the defense of OKC so much, but you could see like from once the game kind of settled in that first quarter, OKC really got after it, bro. Just getting in the Wolves space, creating havoc and forcing those turnovers, getting out on the break. Case and Wallace really playing a great game in that first half, just being a junkyard dog and hounding everyone that he's guarding, whether it was Anthony Edwards or it was Jaden McDaniels over in the corner, making him cough the ball up. He's sliding his feet and getting his hand in that bread basket and really making it tough for the Wolves players to do anything as far as putting the ball on the ground and trying to make plays. Alex Caruso, we know exactly who he is and what he does and what he brings to the table. He has really shaped the defensive identity of this team and brought it to an entirely new level. And we have seen that time and time again throughout this postseason. Just being able to guard a Jokic, guard a Julius Randle, guard an Anthony Edwards. Like, he is one of the most versatile defenders in the entire NBA. And I am very, very, very grateful that we ended up signed. Did we trade for? Yes, we traded for him. We traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. And in the moment, it didn't seem like a trade that would immediately pay off in the way that it did. Obviously, coming off of his best year of shooting in his career, coming off of that year with the Bulls, we felt like he had some room to fit into this team, being able to stretch out the floor while also being that primary defender, putting on the best player, whether it is, like I said, a Jokic or a Julius Randle, and we know how he gets down when he guards guards. So hell of a pickup by Sam Presti. Isaiah Hartenstein in that first half really was a light at the end of the tunnel that we didn't have. Shot very, very poor in that first half. Most notably, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Too many times, man, Shai was just coming down the court and getting a shot up with like 8 seconds off of the shot clock. Not one pass or even an intent to move the ball. Once the whistle stopped blowing for him in that first quarter, after that first quarter, he looked atrocious. 2 of 13 from the first half from the field. Maybe one shot that he took was open or unforced. Everything else was really like selfish kind of basketball, and I did not like what I was seeing. I have noticed throughout the playoffs that is a lot of our offense. Just give the ball to Shai and get out the way. We have another all-star on the floor. Yes, I get he has been struggling and up and down throughout this playoffs, but we have another all-star on the floor. I did say in a few videos ago, I do feel we do need another shot creator, whether that is in the starting lineup or off the bench, because as we can see, Lou Dort is not going to be able to supply us with a consistent 12 to 15 points like we would need. He had 5 points in the game last night on just 4 shots. He had that 1-3 in the fourth quarter in the corner when we are already rolling on a run. So we're really going to need a lot more scoring from Lou Dort. Obviously, the defense is great. All the time. We even got some Kenrich Williams minutes in this game. He played almost 10 minutes, scored 8 points, got 3 rebounds, hit a huge three, hit a couple big threes, and went 100% from the field. Aaron Wiggins didn't give us much scoring, only took 3 shots, but it wasn't really much the bench needed to do because the starters, most notably Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, ended up with his 31 points. Did a lot of the heavy lifting in the scoring. J-Dub in that third quarter really took off and got himself going. He ended up with 9 or 11 points in that quarter. Like I said, the team was actually getting going on a run. Helped take control of the game with a 10-0 run in that quarter, 17-2 extended, and they finally got settled in the game and started to look like the team that we have seen all year. I accredited a lot of their struggles early on, especially in that first half, to the fact that we just came off of a Game 7 against the Denver Nuggets 2 games ago and had to spin back and play against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have been resting for 3 or 4 days now, having defeated the Warriors in 5 games. So it was like maybe even a longer stretch. But still, I didn't think we would win this game, although we were at home. And you could say, like, we were ready for the moment. Like, I don't know, like warm, not fresh legs, but like, we're ready to go because we are coming off of basketball a couple of days ago as opposed to have been resting like the Wolves did. So I thought we really would not have a chance to win this game because of the tired legs. But no, the Wolves came out and shot themselves out of this game from the start. From the start of this game. Well, not from the start because they did open up 8-0, 4 of 6 from the 3 in the first quarter. But once like they got a couple shots to fall, they liked what they were seeing and they kept chucking threes. 10 of 28 in the first half from deep, like I mentioned earlier. Just not really playing great at all as a team, or shooting the ball great at all as a team. Their only bright spot in the first half was Julius Randle. He carried the scoring for Minnesota, especially with Anthony Edwards out of the game in that second quarter. Sustaining his play from that first 20 points in the first half, 5 of 6 from 3, catching shoots off the rotation, cashing out. He turned down a 3 in the corner and got a shot clock violation. And on the very next possession, or a couple possessions later, he stepped into a 27-footer and knocked it down. The confidence that he was shooting with, I felt like they were going to end up riding that into the second half and allow Julius Randle to continue to be their leader offensively. But no, that's not what happened at all. They stayed shooting shots from outside of the lane, from outside of the arc. Did not get into the paint very well. 61% of their shots for the game actually came from behind the line, while OKC shot 60% of their attempts for the game in the paint. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, 61% of Minnesota's shots were from 3. 60% of OKC's shots were in the paint. Minnesota just has to find a way to find a better shot variety and prevent OKC from penetrating into the paint, because there's time and time again Shai is getting into the paint, whether he was missing or he missed a lot of shots. I mean, a lot of shots. But whether he was missing or not, he still got 2 feet in the paint time and time again. Isaiah Hartenstein playing the dunker spot in the paint time and time again. J-Dub, when he's not taking that step back midi that he loves, he's in the paint time and time again. So for them to have such a big team, the paint penetration was far too easy for the OKC Thunder. Obviously, Jaden McDaniels fouled out in this game late in the fourth quarter, guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is your primary ball stopper. But when it comes to paint defense, Rudy Gobert needs to have that on lock. I know we have stretch bigs and Shai. Isaiah Hartenstein, like I said, is playing the dunker spot. He's sometimes out at the top of the key making plays happen. But there were times in this game where the Wolves ran zone, and it still seemed as if it was. I mean, now they did make it tough for us to score, but we're still getting those paint touches, which is if Shai gets into the paint, he's liable to get a shot up, whether it's clean or not. Shai is liable to get a shot up if he gets those 2 feet into the paint. So for the Wolves, I mean, they just honestly have to figure it out defensively, how to prevent OKC from scoring at the rim, and cut down on that 3-point. The three-pointers that they were shooting, because with them shooting 51 threes to our 21, we had 54 points in the paint to their 20. I mean, you got to go look at the stat sheet and at the film and realize where you went wrong and where you possibly could have won this game, because they were winning at halftime 48-44. It did not look like OKC was going to be able to piece together anything, but coming out of the half, the defense saved us. Not only did the defense save us, but like I mentioned earlier, the Wolves shot themselves out of the game. Too many times they were just, coughing up the ball or chucking, got happy shooting threes from behind the arc, and allowing the Thunder to turn those points into fast break points, or just points in transition, rather. 10 points off of 6 Wolves turnovers in the first half. Otherwise, we weren't really. OKC's offense was not really great. Like I mentioned, we only had 44 points, but I credit that to the fact that we did play 7 games and we are coming into a new series just 2 days later. So the first half, I wasn't happy with what I saw, especially from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I thought it was really selfish the way that he was playing, but the fact that we were still able to win, and the team still stands behind Shai regardless of what I might think or what any of us might think about his selfishness or being a free throw merchant, as they like to say on Twitter. Whatever you like to discredit Shai with, the team still stands behind him and believes in him that he's making the right decision time and time again. That's why Mark Daigneault keeps him in the game and keeps the ball in his hand. He does make great decisions more often than not. But I just feel like there's room for other players to. I mean, Lou Dort is not going to get in a rhythm if he's only getting the ball for a few seconds and having to pass it right back out. Like, you have to be able to have guys in a rhythm, and I will give credit to the bench in this regard. A total of, let me add this up, 10, 19, 20, 9, 38 points off of the bench for us, man. That was huge. That was really, really, really huge. From 5 different guys, we got points. A total of 7, 8, 9 for 15. 9 for 15. So that's not bad at all. The bench really did a great job. Really, really great job. Everybody got in the game except for Jalen Williams. I didn't realize that. Jalen Williams did not play in this game. But Dylan Jones did. Ousmane Dieng did. A.J. Mitchell did. Even Kenrich Williams, like I said, played in this game. So I don't know what that was about. But hey, a dub is a dub. I really liked the way that Julius Randle started off in that first half, and I thought we was going to be able to see a little bit more of that following suit in that third and fourth quarter. But I mean, he didn't even take any more threes in the second half. He ended the game 5 for 6. He started the game so hot from 3. I don't know why they went away from what was working. That's another thing that teams tend to do that I've been noticing a lot in these postseason. They tend to go away from what's working mid-game. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, a switch flips, or the coach, I don't know what the coach is telling them or what the players are seeing, but a switch flips to where teams stop going with what is working. And it eventually ends up biting them in the ass, like the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 5. Was that game 5? They were up big, almost 20 points, and went away from what was working. And that was dominating in the paint with their bigs, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. It started going back to the ISO ball with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. And the Pacers were able to make that comeback. Tyrese Halliburton hitting the 5 threes in the quarter, doing what he does best in these playoffs, being one of the most clutch players. He's number 2 for me behind Jalen Brunson. That is not a recipe for championship basketball. And as we see, that team lost. That team is at home now. The Indiana Pacers are waiting to go against the Knicks tonight. So go with what's working. I mean, I'm only a mere viewer. I don't really know. I've played basketball. You know what I mean? You see numerous basketball around the room on the brim and stuff, but it's like, just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I don't know really what I'm talking about or what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is teams or coaches overthinking it, just completely overthinking it, and it's really going to bite the Wolves in the ass if they lose this game, or if they lose this series. There was not really a point in this game where they had a huge or a strong grip on the game. Their largest lead was 9 points, but there was, at that time, with them having those 9 points, they had Shea box all first half. J-Dub didn't give a lift at all. Held the Thunder to 15 of 40 in the first half from the field. They had a real chance to take full control of the game and push a lead at double digits if they would have gotten to the paint more. And honestly, if they were just hitting shots, if they were hitting threes or were able to get a few more paint touches, get to the line a couple more times, I feel like they would have been able to win this game or take control of the game to where they made it a challenge for the Thunder to try to come back and win. Because besides Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards in that first half, the rest of the team was atrocious from deep. 3 of 18. They finished the game as a team shooting 15 of 51. That's like the Boston Celtics. That's like the Boston Celtics against the Knicks. Obviously, they never had a 20-point lead in this game, but we shot 30 less three-pointers than them. I don't know. I don't want to keep harping on the same thing, but it's like, golly, bro, like, you just have something. You have to stick with what's working. And I don't know how many times when they see Anthony Edwards roll his ankle in these playoffs. It is crazy. He's rolled his ankle in every series, at least once, every single series so far. Like, it's not funny, but it's like, damn, bro, like, damn, like, it's frustrating. It's nerve-wracking. I'm a fan of Anthony Edwards. He's one of my favorite players in the league, but I like that he rolls his ankles too much, and it's scary. It's really scary, but he is able to bounce back. He is, like, so special. He's one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. His resiliency and his ability to shake back after rolling his ankle time and time again in these playoffs, and immediately come back in the game and make an impact. Like, he came back in that second quarter, and I think within 2 or 3 possessions, hit two threes. I want to say, like, he really is able to shake that shit off and focus on what he has to focus on. And it was what was it? Numbers on the board. I was watching numbers on the board yesterday, and they were saying Anthony Edwards might be one of the most impressive players in a different aspect of the NBA. The way he's able to just focus and lock in on the game, like outside of all the shit he had going on, off the court, he was still able to focus enough to get to where he needed to be and lead his team to where they wanted to be. Back-to-back conference finals appearances. Obviously, you want to get to that next upper echelon of not only making but winning the NBA finals. But I do really love his resiliency. Like I said, he hit a couple big shots in that back end of the second quarter to extend the lead. And damn near had that poster on Lou Dort. That was his one shot attempt. No, he had another shot attempt in the paint, but Anthony Edwards had one shot attempt in the paint all game. Shea had 17 shot attempts. 17 shot attempts in the paint. Out of his 31? 27, something like that? He has 27 shot attempts. So 17 out of his 27 shots came in the painted area. Anthony Edwards took how many shots in the game? He took a total of 13. That's too low, in my opinion. Dante DiVincenzo shot 14. Naz Reid shot 11. Nikhil shot 11. Now, I will say, I like how the ball is not in just one player's hands with this Wolves team. I do like that, for sure. To all these guys having double-digit, 5 guys with double-digit shot attempts, and Mike Conley almost had 10 as well. So, that is one thing I do really like. But for Anthony Edwards to not be able to get into the paint and take shots where he's shooting over half of his attempts from deep, 3 of 8 from downtown, but he only shot 5 of 13 from the field. That's a problem. That's not going to win you basketball games. And I do feel like him becoming a better shooter kind of hurt his career, because as we know, Anthony Edwards is one of the most lethal poster artists in the NBA. I want to say he's got a couple in this postseason. He damn near got one last night on Lou Dort. I just really wish he can piece it all together when it matters most. Like, we've seen him do it before, but on a consistent level, we need to see him not only score the ball, but shoot the ball much better. Not to mention, he didn't score in the fourth quarter at all. Anthony Edwards did not score in the fourth quarter. I don't even know if he shot the ball. He may have shot it twice in the fourth quarter. The Wolves missed 36 threes. Did not score a single point on a fast break. 19 turnovers for the game. Like I said, Anthony Edwards, 0 points in the fourth. 20 points in the paint to OKC's 54. Do not let anybody tell you that this game was decided by the whistle, because the free throws were damn near identical. OKC shot 26. The Wolves shot 21. Both of them made 15, I want to say. Or the OKC may have made 20-something free throws. Either way, it was not for the Wolves to only have have only scored 20 points in the paint and still damn near have as many free throws as us. Do not allow anybody to tell you on Twitter or whatever that this game was decided by the whistle. Early on in the first quarter, when Shea was getting that whistle, yeah, that's home court advantage. That's the MVP. They're gonna, try to give him that. That's just basketball. That's just what we do. That's literally just basketball. They shot themselves out of this game. And I don't think they'll do that next game. But they have had, if we go back throughout this entire postseason, they have, most notably against the Lakers, they shot terribly. They did not adjust. In my opinion, they did not adjust their game plan enough to not shoot so many threes and, make it a point to attack in the paint. I don't know, man. I just feel like they're missing out on, not missing out, but they're neglecting the opportunity to actually make this competitive. Yes, it was competitive for majority of this game. I understand that, but that's because OKC was missing. Imagine if OKC would have been hitting the shots that they were missing. They were turning them over. They were getting out on the break. Do I have to mention the points in the paint disparity again? We had 12 fast break points to their 0, 31 points off of turnovers to their 10. Like it's simple math. You have to be able to score in other ways than behind the arc. I mean, the Warriors did it in a different way. Like the Warriors, I don't think they ruined basketball. It's the dumbass coaches and executives that are in charge that try to mimic what or replicate the style that the Warriors did play with when they had a shooting system of players 10 years ago. The Warriors don't even play that way no more. They don't. Clay is gone. KD is gone. Jordan Poole's gone. Hell, Leandro Barbosa, all those other guys that they had, they're gone. It's just Steph left. They have no other shooters on their Buddy Hield. They have no other shooters on their team. They don't have that system anymore, and everybody's still trying to replicate that kind of system and turn it into a championship winning formula. It doesn't work that way. That's kind of outdated basketball, if you want to be honest. We're in the double big era again. We're in the getting to the paint again. We're in the let your guard be the star again. Like we're in those kind of eras. There is and what's the word? A surge, if you want to say, mid-range shooting coming back into the league. Obviously, guys like KD, DeMar DeRozan, those that never left their game. But you got Jalen Brunson now, Anthony Edwards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker. These are mid-range killers. There are other ways to score the basketball than outside of the three-point line, and I wish teams would wake up and realize that. But with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. OKC, we got 3 games left until we're in the NBA Finals for the first time since I was 13. 2012 was the last time I seen my team in the NBA Finals. 2016, when we blew the 3-1 lead to the Warriors, we had a chance to get there, and I thought we would have won that year if we got there, but I don't know. They was nasty that year. Over a decade of watching and rooting for this team. Over a decade, I have not seen us in the championship. We haven't even gotten close since 2016. Last year, I felt was our best chance to get to the conference finals. We didn't do that, obviously. Lost in 6 games to the Dallas Mavericks. But this year, obviously, we are here. It is cemented, and we won Game 1. I thought we would lose home court advantage. I feel like we would have gotten it back later on in the series, but we win Game 1, secure or maintain home court advantage. Coming to Game 2, we're comfortable. The monkey's off of our back. We are still actually, not getting adequate rest, I feel. Playing, back, every other day. We haven't had a day off, or we haven't had 2 days in between games since, man, I can't even tell you. We've been playing basketball for I don't know how long. Oh, Saturday. We had an off day Saturday before Game 7. So we'll take that. We should be all right. But with that being said, man, reach the sideliner as always. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Go subscribe to the channel. I need to start saying that at the beginning, but I'll be forgetting, and I don't be wanting to. I'm not that kind of guy, man. I just want it to come naturally. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all as always. We enjoy basketball around here. Matt, I missed the drop yesterday. It is what it is, though. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.